And we back. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review, or in this case, unpopular opinion while trying to watch my mouth. With these two, it is impossible. So that is not gonna happen in this video. So we'll live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good afternoon. Monday is over, thank God. And I hope that y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, all that.
Yes, like and subscribe. Subscribe to both channels. If you notice, I don't do all the recaps and all reviews on my channel. Me and Mrs. Best, we split that amongst each other. So there's some that she covers on her channel. There's some that I cover on my channel. So if you are missing some shows or wondering, James, why you don't do Basketball Wives or why you don't do Real Housewives of Miami, that's all on Mrs. Best's channel, y'all. Subscribe to her channel. Information is right here, as well as my description box. Subscribe, especially if you want to know what's going on. And mentioning of these two, Love and Hip Hop is on Mrs. Best's channel. So go to her channel and subscribe because you don't want to miss it. It premieres this week and we are ready. Trust me. Well, almost ready, nonetheless. And while you're subscribing to us, please subscribe to Shana's channel as well. It's Shana underscore MCD, and also her backup channel, Shana underscore MCD TV. Shana has been like over the top with supporting us. Like I have no complaints of Shayna's. She has been above and beyond just crazy support of us since we started our YouTube journey, and she has become a great friend throughout this whole process of the couple of years that me and Mrs. Best have been on our channels. So we always pay homage to Shana. Her information will always be in my description box. So you guys make sure you go over and subscribe to her channel because I don't want her to leave YouTube, y'all. I don't want her to leave. I want her to stay right here where she belongs. YouTube better be right and just pay her what she deserves. Monetize that channel, both channels. She works hard. So make sure we get that done for Shana. So these two right here, when I tell y'all I have never seen a reality TV couple get on my nerves as much as these two do, it is crazy to me. They get on my nerves more than Yandy and Mendices. They get on my nerves more than Kirk and Rashida. They get on my nerves more than hell. Who else is still together on Love and Hip Hop these days? I can't even tell you. But these two, I have did a show where I covered on my channel because we do Love and Hip Hop on Mrs. Best channel. But I have covered a show that they have been on. It's called Couples Retreat. It is a VH1 couples show where a lot of couples come on that show and try to work on their relationship. So these two were on a season. I think they were on more than one season. I think they were on two seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Mrs. Best, were they on more than one season of that show?
No, just one.
Who was the couple
Don't
that was on more than one season?
it wasn't them, but it was somebody else. And
Okay.
they not together no more.
They're not together no more? Okay. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, these two I have went off because it does not make sense. So for those of y'all who don't know who these two are, and those of you who live under the rock, the gentleman is Young Jock. He is a rapper and now radio personality. He is best known for his hit back in the early 2000s, This Is Why I'm Hot. It is a timeless song. I still play it to this day. Love the record.
That's Mims. Young Jock is known for the song is going down.
It's going down. Sorry. I just listened to memes. That's why I said that. My bad. And I just watched the interview. Sorry. It's going down. Ooh, they gonna get me for that shit. They gonna get me for that shit. But I don't
The
care.
song is from like over 20 something years ago. And to be fair, that song was out and all over the radio at the same time. And they have a collab together, those two artists. So easy to mix it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Anywho, moving on. And his lovely wife here, if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop, she is a mathematician and closing Georgia attorney. She has a JD, very intelligent woman. And through the course of their very long marriage, not very long at all, but just the course of the last 3 to 4 years, we have seen crazy posts on Instagram about each other, talking about one cheated here, the other yelled at me here, the other one don't trust me, the other one did this one did that, just putting us all in their business as if they're not already on reality TV. And it's starting to get to a point to now They just made a public announcement. Well, Young Jock did, and I'm going to pull it up for y'all. It's getting to a point now where why do y'all consistently run to social media exploiting y'all marriage? So we're going to read what Young Jock has said. Now, I'm assuming that he's responding to Kendra. So I'm assuming this is Kendra who said this first. When I close my eyes, this is what I see. I'm tired of feeling like I can't be human in a world full of humans. I hate how strangers can just send shit to my wife and she instantly sides with them. Well, I'm done with all of this play rhetoric. I've been one of the most consistent people you will ever meet, and I'm at a point where I'm just done. Please, no, I don't want a celebration for walking away. And then he follows up with, maybe I should just move to another country. Maybe I'm not as valued as I think I should be. At attorney Kendra Robinson, I think, or excuse me, I tried to give you my all, and you just don't see the true king in me. I pray you find happiness elsewhere. I'm gaslighting. Because, y'all, if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop like we have and reviewed the show, this man, Young Jock here, has had multiple affairs, had a whole baby on her. And I blame her for not leaving because you knew you couldn't handle this. But, sir, you broke the loyalty and trust. This is what I want men to do when they break loyalty and trust. I want men to walk away. I want men to walk away. The reason why I want you to walk away because you made the mistake. And the best thing you can do is spare somebody humiliation and let them heal with a heartache. If you really want to do something for them, spare them and just leave. But don't continue to do shit and then get mad when people slide to her Instagram with messages or proof of you out somewhere or somebody that showed her something and then you want to get mad because people can do that. Well, if you didn't give people the ammunition to do it, they wouldn't be able to do it. Go ahead, Mrs. Best, because you itching.
Huh? No,
Go
I
ahead.
had dropped something. That's why I have muted and unmuted.
Oh, I thought you said what
I'm
you was
surprised
doing.
you didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear anything. It was quiet. I was like, she keep coming up on me. Let me let her say something.
No, I had my phone and then I dropped my phone with it. It hit a button. Y'all, I'm the Hot Mess Express. I'm sorry. I don't really have much to say on this. I agree with everything you said. I do feel like don't leave after humiliating someone. Y'all niggas need to learn how to leave before you cheat. If you feel the urge to cheat, just leave. Because when you meet the woman that you actually care about, you won't have that urge. So leave. And even if it means you go back to that female if she's available later, fine, whatever. But don't stay with people if you just gonna cheat on them. If you feel the need to cheat, then you should feel the need to leave that person. Because why put them through it? Why put them through it? But if you do put them through it, I agree that you should leave. It's a waste of time. But at the same time, as a woman, I feel like we need to hold each other accountable. I don't give a damn how many degrees this lady got, how smart she is, how good she is at math. At the end of the day, she accepted this behavior. So if
True.
you're accepting the behavior, Kendra, and you really was the type of female to not care or booked and busy enough to, not be focused about it, fine. But to accept the behavior and then scream at him on TV, behind the scenes, at home, in therapy, and then expect him to even want to change is unrealistic. Because why would he want to change if everywhere he goes he's being screamed at about his past discussions? I'm not saying that Jock is a saint, but when she got with him, even prior to the baby he had while with her, he already had 16,464 and 2/4 quarters worth of baby mamas and children running around the planet. The fact that she chose to marry a nigga that had like over 5 kids with 3 or more different women, what did you expect? And y'all could feel how you feel. Irresponsible people make children that way. And that goes for all of Jock's baby's mamas, except for the one that he was married to for over a decade. But for the rest of them, what the hell were y'all thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Make
It's
kids
good.
in a better situation. This is why the old school folk and the church folk tell y'all Get married. Get married first. Because if the motherfucker's willing to legally bind themselves to you, then they're probably going to not be trash. So I don't understand. But, I also feel like this couple plays games with us. They're consistently, and I do mean consistently, talking about their marital problems the whole time they get married. These people have been talking about their marital problems before they got married because they're always having problems. At what point, if you're having problems the entire time you've known each other, there's never been a honeymoon phase because in the beginning he was still dealing with Carly. Then he went and did all the foolery. Like, at what point do they move on and do other things? Like, I don't want to hear about this because I have a feeling they're not going to divorce because they haven't filed any paperwork. Ain't nobody posted nothing. Um, I don't care anymore.
Here's my thing. If Amy Luciani can file paperwork against Dwight Howard, Kendra, you mean to tell me you can't file being an attorney your damn self? You cannot file paperwork? Like, I think they're playing too, and it's getting annoying. Like, it's getting annoying. I don't know if this is for camera time on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know what this is for. But they seem to do this all the time, where they run the social media over there talking about I can't be with her. She always trusting people over me. She always doing something over me. It's always something with her. And then all you hear from her is Jocelyn, Jocelyn. And I'm tired of that shit too. I don't. If they're on Love and Hip Hop, we skipping their scenes, right? Because I don't have the mindset to listen to her.
I don't really talk about their scenes often because they honestly don't give much on Love and Hip Hop, and I wonder why they're there. Jock doesn't. Jock gets along with everyone, but I really think Love and Hip Hop, while we're on the topic, needs to fire Spice and maybe allow Jock to be like the patriarch of the show. But I definitely think Spice needs to go and is changing stuff up. Jock would do better focusing on music and utilizing his gig as a hot Atlanta DJ to like help the people on the show who are trying to get their music noticed, like do little things to get noticed. Kendra doesn't fit the show at all. She's confused. Either you want to be a ratchet baddie or you want to be the attorney and mathematician that you are. So individually, only one of them fits the show, but I don't care for them. There's not much to say. They argue about the same things since 2019. We're tired.
We're tired, and it's so. But let me ask you a question because this seems to come up where a lot of people put their issues on social media, especially married couples, married celebrity couples, especially. What do you think that is? Do you think that's to gain sympathy? Do you think that that's to make them feel better about what's going on in their marriage? Like, why do you think married couples, especially celebrity married couples, put their problems on social media?
I could listen, child. I couldn't tell you. People is fucking weird. Let me tell you this. I've never been the type of female and me and my husband have not had a perfect marriage. We've had to overcome things. But when we were overcoming things, I'll run to James and text his phone instead of posting, I'm tired of this Negro. When have you ever seen a post like that for me? I'm gonna leave him for the man around the corner. Like, who is posting their business? That's what your friends are for. That's what your diary's for. That's what your therapist is for. Social media should not be the place that people go to complain and to vent about their relationships, their beefs with people, friends, whatever. So I do feel like celebrities compared to like regular people end up in relationships that, let's keep it real, if these people were not celebrities they probably would not be together, or if they didn't have the money they have they probably would not be together. I do feel like they date in like kind of a more shallow way, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I remember taking a course in college that spoke about like the impacts of social media, television, pop culture, and being a celebrity on people. And it really does impact you. They feel like everything that they do, everything that they go through, especially reality TV stars, they have to share in order to remain profitable and relevant. Um, I don't get that, but for young Jock to do that, I'm not surprised. Just because a person can hold a job and pay a bill doesn't mean that they're mature. It just means that they're economically stable and smart in that area. So Jock is immature to have done that. But Kendra cries on the internet and cries on TV all the time as well. When it's like a lot of their problems could be solved. She was just crying last season or the season before last when somebody Jock do business with, he was caught being affectionate with publicly in an inappropriate way. Jock's never gonna acknowledge that. He's never going to
Mhm.
acknowledge that. But Kendra was crying on TV about that just to stay with him. So I don't know why people do that. But I'm going to tell you this, the couples that you don't see on social media are usually the ones that last, or you end up having amicable divorces like Eva and that man, Mike.
Right. I
So it
think
just shows that they're immature as a couple.
I just think for me, I don't. I've never been one of those people either that would share my personal business on social media, like my love life on social. I've never been that person. Now, what I will do is kind of say an overcoming speech where I've like overcome, and I say, I was in a bad relationship, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I'm building myself back up, and and just kind of I'll do that. But I will never say, "Oh my God, this food got on my nerves this Tuesday. He didn't take the trash out." Or this fool here didn't do this, or he didn't do. I just would never do that. Like I just think there's some things. Like to me, social media is fake. Social media is propaganda. Social media is to manipulate people into thinking they don't have enough by posting people and putting in the algorithm people that are in a Mercedes that they just got from Enterprise or buying clothes that they say are three
I
thousand
don't
dollars.
think social media is fake because a lot of there are positives to it. I think that social media is what the user makes it of it though. Like me and you are both content creators. I take it a step further with my content creation because I'm on various platforms.
Mhm.
I've monetized on other platforms, specifically the social media platforms, not YouTube. That's where I monetize that. So I post stuff business related, but then I also have a personal page where you'll see less post or like random stuff that's not really meant to be for content. My personal page is private, things like that. I think social media is what we make of it. People have to be knowledgeable enough to understand the real from fake when looking at social media because it's just like
Mhm.
when the internet was new. Everything goes there. It's just like years ago before we had, you know, the technology when magazines were new. You couldn't believe everything from every magazine. So I really think it depends on the person. And that is why we have to something to talk about right now because Jock was the person who decided to act like a damn fool out his busy schedule to go and complain about his wife. I don't think he has any problem solving skills. I also don't think he's learned anything or has changed. I just think enough people know that he's married now. And Kendra,
But I think enough people know that he's married and it doesn't matter still. He's still gonna be him.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
but he
that's
hasn't
where
changed.
the context. And when I say social media, I'm saying like the things that like Mrs. Best just described, the things that people will prop your head up to make you feel like you don't have anything. That's what that realistically is. Now there are people who do positive things on social media. Like I follow a guy right now. He put Bible verses. He bought this book, and he won't put the title of the damn book on social media for everyone else to read. But he posts like he'll put like a page up, and when you read through it, you're like, damn, like that's real deep. Like it's real deep. Like uplifting motivational speeches. And I don't know what the name of that book is called because he won't put it up there. But it's things like that where it's kind of like, well, damn, you got me interested. Why not go with a full force? Or then you have people who, realistically like to exercise on social media and, do that and share their journeys. That's when I feel like, okay, social media has its good outlets. But for the most part, people post things for, clout and energy. And sometimes you're not supposed to put everything on there for that same energy and clout. Like your marriage should definitely be sacred. That's the whole purpose of it. So it should be sacred. And these two should know better, but they do things for clicks and giggles. I feel like there was no reason to put that on social media because we didn't know what Kendra was doing on social media. Just like he blasted. What was that last season when he blasted? She had a guy in her DMs or something like that. I forgot what their storyline was. I wasn't paying attention. All I remember was she was mad about a baby mama. That's all I remember. But then I remember on the flip side, she had some shit going on with her too.
Yep,
So
yep. Pretty
So
much. Some
it's just like
real
they
people.
just
When you have a strong marriage, things like what go on with Kendra and Jock don't happen. Like they just don't. Like I think at one time in my marriage, I had an argument with my spouse. We were like 25, and he posted like a subliminal on the internet, but no one would really know. But he had posted a subliminal, and I was like, "Hey, we don't do that. We don't do the social media thing. It ever happened again." So I could understand some couples going through that in the slip up, but when you have shit like this going on, like constantly, year after year, which Jock and Kendra do, just divorce. But she's a PK, and I think that's the only reason she hasn't left him.
oh yeah, and we know about them PK kids, Love and Marriage Detroit. Some get out of that mindset and some stay in it when especially when they get aggravated with their husbands. They just, have no choice but to stay in it. Even though Mrs. Best doesn't particularly like the individual I'm speaking of, it still is one of those things where PK kids are strange. Like I hate to put that out there, but it's because they're taught to live in a world where you have to be perfect rather than striving for excellence. There's no perfect life, there's no perfect marriage, there's no perfect anything. There's always going to be a falling short. That's why in biology, we always say there's always an exception to the rule. That's life in general. And the more that people adopt that mindset that there's always going to be an exception to the rule, the more things will kind of fit in place where you feel like, okay, I don't have to be perfect or I don't have to strive for this. But being in that religion, that will teach you that. It's really sad, but that's what happens. So my next question is, because I was going to play the videos, but I don't feel like hearing Jock right now. My next question is, if these two actually do seal the deal and do that, like, what do you think will happen as far as like their next part in life? Do you think they will find different people to be with them? Do you think it would take her much longer? Do you think it would take him less longer? Like, what do you think will happen future wise with them too?
With Jock and Kendra?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that Jock will probably find someone quickly, but they won't last. He'll find people constantly,
Mm-hmm.
just because of status, celebrity, things of that nature. I think that Kendra has the ability to date and to find love. I'm not gonna lie.
She has an
Her
impressive
face
resume and is a
card
beautiful girl.
is
I don't understand.
no. I'm just like with Kendra, like with women, it's always a little bit harder because men are visual and she's a heterosexual woman. So I don't know. Her face card stresses me out without makeup. So I feel like with Kendra, she's going to probably find someone. If she finds a person to date, though, I don't feel like she would go and date someone in the hip hop industry again. I feel like she might go for like maybe a broker or somebody on her level, or I feel like she would just make the same mistake again, if that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe not with a rapper, but a reality star or a wannabe rapper or, somebody real ignorant who invested well.
See, I'm thinking the opposite, and that's because I have high hopes for her. I'm thinking she
Mm-mm.
might go completely south and go white.
She spent so much time in school, time that most women use to develop, figure out who they are, as it relates to, dating and stuff like that. I don't feel like Kendra sees the error in her ways. Kendra gives me the type of person, unfortunately, who will take the trauma and the pain that she got and attained from the relationship with Jock and put that onto some poor innocent new man who ain't done nothing yet. So I feel like she'll have a harder time dating because of that. And though she had every red flag and warning sign prior to even being with Jock, she still stayed with him. So I definitely feel like this will impact her in other relationships. Whereas Jock, like most men, will learn to be better for the next. So I
Mm,
don't know.
I don't know. To me, I kind of feel like
She's
Kendra. To
dumb with
me,
men. She's dumb
really.
with men.
Mm.
She's dumb. She's just not good with men.
We
Like
have
I
a
think
lot of
it's
women like that that get successful. We call that the Tar syndrome on my channel, where you can have all the intelligent and book smarts as well, but you ain't got no damn common sense.
yep.
So that's kind of what I look. When I look at Kendra, I think of Tara from Love and Hip Hop New York. She had all of I mean, was the most eloquent speaker I've ever seen. Spoke very well, delivered
Beautiful.
very well, had beautiful etiquette. She was a beautiful woman, but she ain't had not a lick of common sense. Not
She
a lick.
finally got. I hope she got it now because speaking of her, you see, I'm not to be random. I'm so sorry, y'all. My homework started. Did you see that post? I think I sent it to you and Shayna of Amina Butterfly talking about she had to move her and Peter's daughters to Germany because she was broke in California. I said, damn, for those who don't know, New York is still very much more expensive than California. So if she came here and was still broke, girl. But she moved back. And all Peter was like is, why would this come to social media or something crazy he said? But if Tara saw his response to hearing that his kids had nowhere to stay and are now living in another country and is still sleeping with him from time to time, I'm going to go to New York and slap the shit out of her personally.
I don't think they're. Honestly, I think they've moved on. I really have. I think they all have moved on. We know that Amina and Peter got divorced, so we know that they've moved on. I thought that was. I did see the post. Yeah, you did send it to me. Um, I didn't feel any way about that. I didn't. I didn't feel any way about that because to me, what has she done in the last few years? The last thing I've seen her on was either I know they did a couples therapy or not couples therapy. They did
Marriage
like a
boot camp.
reality. They did marriage boot camp. I remember she
Hmm.
did that, and I remember him and Tara did a show on BET where Amina came in at one point, and I know they also the three of them did a Love and Hip Hop reunion special, the family reunion special. I know they did that, but what has she done outside of that is the question. I see her on social media. I know she was promoting something like Fashion Over something on social media, but
Everybody's a Fashion Nova brand entrepreneur. I could go and do that shit. They've asked me on my Instagram, on Mrs. Best Reviews Instagram. Hi, DM Rocks. Happy Monday. But I agree with what you saying, and I like what you cooking up, James, because first of all, I have a personal beef for those who do not know with Amina fucking Butterfly. My government name is Amina, for those who do not know. Okay? She was the mother of the prophet. She's very, very holy in the Islamic religion. And at the time, I was a used car salesperson. And I was mad because this bitch was on TV talking about, I don't care if I started sleeping with your man while he was still with you. I'm his wife. That doesn't matter. And the whole world was like, you're a wife. This matters. But do y'all know the hell I caught from angry baby mamas trying to sell cars? Oh, your name's Amina, huh? I gotta keep my baby daddy hidden. I used to be so irritated. So a piece of me feels like this is karma, because that marriage was sin. Okay, not every marriage is holy. They should have never got married. Amina also had no remorse or regret for taking Peter from Tara. But Tara got a degree and some other stuff that she could fall back on. Amina, all she want to do is sing songs and act and get to the fast entertainment money. And the thing of it is, go get you a job. Even Peter got him a job on Cheaters. Why is she not willing to get a job? What DMX was working at IHOP. How many celebrities have gone and gotten regular jobs? April Jones, she's trending online right now for
yeah, she went back
falling
to
back on her nursing
her
degree.
nursing degree. Yep, she sure
She's
is.
working a regular job in healthcare. Like, Amina, get a job. It's California. There's so many options.
Here's the thing. I agree with half of what you said, and then the other part I did not agree with. I did not see it that same way. And me and Mrs. Best, I'm glad we did not have our channels back then because we would have went back and forth on this. I already know. I did not see it that same way. I did not see her as this taking another man from another woman kind of situation. What I saw was a woman claiming a man who never did claim her, and it looked like convenient baby mama. I'm hitting it because I have access to do it. And then you have another one who she admitted it somewhere. I can't pull up that clip, so I'm gonna say allegedly on my channel, but married to get a green card. So she admitted it
Mm,
somewhere. I don't remember what interview she did, but she
I
admitted it
know what
somewhere.
you're talking about. I had
Yeah.
read that years ago online.
So it was kind of like, okay, so you got married, okay, but was that is a business arrangement? That's still your husband. So I was conflicted. It wasn't like I wasn't 100% on Tara's side. I just wasn't, and I
The
wasn't
thing
100%
of it
on her
is with
side either.
Tara, is just because you have babies doesn't make what he did worse. Because, in my opinion, I wouldn't have had babies by him because at that
Me
time he
either.
already had a couple of baby mamas. So I get what you said about Tara. But at the time that Peter started fucking on Amina, this has come out of all of their mouths. He got rid of me, y'all. At the time,
No, I was trying to get rid of Jock and Kendra. I got tired of looking at them.
they was in a committed relationship. Peter has said that, Tara has said that, and Amina has said that. And that showed me that Amina was aware that that man was in a committed relationship with the mother of his kids at the time she got with him. Peter ain't shit because he cheated. And personally, I think Tara knew and accepted it. I've always felt like
I
she
don't think she knew. Go ahead, because I was there. I lost my train of thought.
damn StreamYard.
Yeah.
I feel like Tara like not knew for sure, but in her like that woman's intuition, I cannot explain it, where it tell you some shit's going down before you could officially prove it. I feel like she had suspicions, but then I also feel like there's so much of her and Peter's relationship we didn't see on TV. I feel like the cheating thing with him was probably always a thing.
No, she admitted it when Monique hosted that reunion that there was another time that he was unfaithful before Amina. So
Mm.
to me, I kind of feel like so this is a pattern, but yet you're still not his wife, and that's the
She's
thing.
just the one that had the talent to end up on the show and just so happened to end up his wife.
Okay, so let me ask this question because as I said, I wasn't 100% on Tyra's side. I wasn't just because I kind of felt like okay, he still married a lady, regardless if it was for a green card or whatever. He still married. He still committed himself to do it.
Oh no, I
And
agree with that. The moment that
yeah,
man got married and Tara knew about it, she should
that's
have
when she
let
should
that
have cut
shit
it off.
go.
Yeah,
Ain't
that's
no
when she
way
should
you
have
would
let
have
it
been
go.
ain't no way you got to leave. I want my child support on time for my check in the mail from the city. I don't want to see you.
Right.
Like go away from me. But I just felt like people came at Tara harder than they came at Amina just because she was a
I
wife.
thought it was
And
the
it's like
opposite.
they should have all equally been held accountable for being fools.
I agree with you.
All this for the guy uptown, baby, uptown, all that because he sang that. Look at him.
But no, I agree with you. Like I do. I agree with what you're saying. But for me, I this is where I kind of like once again I'm fighting myself because I get it's wrong. I do, and I'm not saying one way or the other, but I wasn't 100% on Tyra's side just because I didn't buy the storyline. So what if the storyline was okay, so what if the storyline was this? Work with me, y'all. What if we were introduced to Amina first and Peter as her husband, and then he ran off to go get with his baby mama and sleep with her with being up in the house in her basement with them kids? Would we feel the same way then?
Not the basement.
I'm just saying, like to me, I kind of felt like to me the edit made it look like something else. That's why I didn't fully buy it. I didn't when Tara was introduced as his girlfriend, I didn't buy it. Just because one, I knew from the preview of the show he was married. So it was kind of like, okay, so where would you fit into this? So does he have a wife and a girlfriend? Which he did. But where did you fall into? So when she said she was with him for 12 years, I said, oh, so he was playing with you. That's what it was. He was playing with you, making you think y'all were together. Meanwhile, he slide out, then met somebody else, got married, and then came back to you because he know he can't. And a lot of men work like this. A lot of men will get somebody and then conveniently go see their kids, try to sneak in with the baby mama, make sure and they do that to make sure she don't get nobody because they want to continue to have access to the woman. That's all that is, and that's why I said I didn't believe Tara initially. I didn't believe that was a steady relationship. I think that they kept breaking up and getting back together because it's convenient baby mama. That's what the men do. So that's why I said that's what I bought their relationship as. I didn't buy it as no committed relationship. I just didn't. And I wish I had my channel then because I would have said that then. I never bought it. Now, I didn't care for his relationship with Amina either because I felt like that was some bullshit. And which we learned later on, years and years later, it was. So I don't know. I just feel like for me, couples, and then so for her to run on social media all these years later, and for her to sit up there and say that, because she couldn't make it in LA and she couldn't, sustain income to stay out there, she went back to Germany of all places versus maybe doing what Gandhi and Mendices, go to Atlanta, see if your music can pop there first or try something different. But why go to your home stretch? To me, it gives you didn't stay married to Peter long enough and the country didn't want to renew your green card. And so you got the fuck out the country before ICE got you. And I'm gonna say allegedly, allegedly. I'm not saying that that's her truth or not. I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's kind of very drastic to do when you left New York to come to LA and work on your craft there. You get what I'm saying? Like, am I alone on this? Like, to me, it seemed like there was another reason. And I've heard of this happening too, y'all. I've heard of this happening where once you divorce, because she wasn't married to him long enough, like, I don't think she applied for US citizenship. I think she just maintained a green card. And then when they got divorced, you no longer married to the man. He may still be responsible for you, but it's up to the U.S. Immigration Office to renew that every couple of, I think it's every 2 years, and then I think there's a 5 year one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how this shit works, but I know there's one you have to go every 2 years because every like more than half my job has to renew their green cards every 2 years. Like that's what they told me. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, I just felt when you sent me that, I was like, I don't think it was the money at all. That's my honest opinion. But who cares? They not on Love and Hip Hop anymore. Peter doing this thing. I haven't seen Tara in a long time, thank God, because I didn't like her at all. Sorry, not sorry. I didn't like Amina either, but it is what it is. Mrs. Best, you still there? I know you was having some problems with freezing.
I'm alive. I'm here.
Okay. All right, very good. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay, y'all. Well, that was it. We kind of talked about, Jock and Kendra running social media for their marital problems. We also talked about a little bit of Tara, Peter, and Amina. So the message of this live is y'all stop going to social media for y'all marital problems. That's not what it's for. It's not a sympathy race. Y'all are not going to get brownie points for running to social media and telling your problems so everyone can be on your side with this. That's not how this should work. If y'all have a marital problem, try to work it out amicably between the two of you. If it does not work, get a mediator. Try to see if y'all can work it out there. If it doesn't work, start having bigger conversations. If the bigger conversations are not working, then we need to talk about some separation because maybe it's now getting to a point where y'all can't be around each other. If that doesn't work, then you know what? Y'all are not meant to be filed for divorce. But the guidelines of what I've laid down is the college effort of marriage. College effort of marriage. You keep trying until you really cannot try no more, and then hey, do it that way. But that was it, y'all. That was it. That's my unpopular opinion. I don't want to see these two on Love and Hip Hop, but I have a feeling on Tuesday. Okay, comes on tonight or tomorrow.
I do. I would just like to formally say I hope all of the television networks go straight to hell for bringing all of my shows that normally would be back at the end of the summer back at the top of the summer. That's all.
Yeah, I have no control over that, but yeah, that's very true. My next show that's coming back because Real Housewives of Atlanta, I have 3 more episodes with them, and then they're gone. I have Love and Marriage Huntsville coming back, so
That trailer was underwhelming.
well, there's no melody. What do you expect?
Tisha, just give us the truth and save the show. Please, sis.
To be
Just
a
tell us the
structural.
truth. We know you don't like that man, and we don't like him either. Come on now.
I'm not here for the coming, all of them going up against Miss Nail. I'm like, oh no, see, we're not gonna do this.
That's their elder. She shouldn't even be here.
She shouldn't even be here. Exactly. Where is Tiffany? God damn it.
Honestly, with Mel gone, Tiffany's never coming back, James.
I know, I know. I just submit to that.
Mel was her only way, and really only hope, only
Mel was
ally.
her only hope though, because I don't see Tiffany coming on the show now. I really don't. If Tiffany come back next season, I'm gonna be shocked. Just because I don't see Tiffany coming on without Mel. Mel was her friend, her longest running friend. I think they were friends like 10 years before the show even came on. So it's like there's no way I'm seeing her doing the show. Like even though she made friends with the rest of the group, there's no Stormy who she was cool with. There's no Mel. So it's like,
Mm-mm.
what do we do? But I need, like, I'm telling y'all, what's missing from this show and why it's not hitting the way it used to is because Tiffany is gone. I'm telling y'all don't want to listen to me. Y'all don't want to listen to me. I'm telling you, Tiffany is the reason why a lot of that drama surfaced through all of that shit. I'm telling you, he needed Tiffany on there. There's
You know,
that,
they need to hire people better than Trish and hire more
I
Tiffany's.
don't even want to see her next season.
I'm mad at Trish because it's going to be questionable haircuts and hairstyles
I saw she brought back
and
that wig.
unusually buff dark chocolate man with short fifth grade hair.
She brought back that vacation wig. I saw it. I'm so mad at her for that because that wig is terrible. But yeah, I'm not ready for this. I'm just not ready for it. I'm just
Hmm.
Mel, why you do this to us? I know they ran you off this show because everybody's crazy, but why you do this to us? Now I got to stay because I said I would recap this. Now I got to recap this BS, knowing it ain't hitting, knowing they ain't doing nothing, knowing this ain't no drama, knowing that the dramas of the show, Stormy, Tiffany, and Melody, have all left because they were the only ones that really were bringing it. If you really want to be honest, you
It
know.
was some months ago. Somebody commented on your channel when we were recapping Love is Marriage Huntsville. Damn, Mrs. Best don't like none of these people. I said, oh, Jesus.
You
I was
didn't. You
going
won.
and added that video to a playlist as I always do. And I was like, a comment. I wonder who commented. Yay for James. And I looked. They said she don't like nobody. I don't.
No. And see, I bet I didn't have my channel with Tiffany wasn't on the show because to me, I can't even get back up on like why I like her so much. Because to me, that's the epitome of the drama. I need somebody messy as hell, messy with like no filter. Like
If
who
the
goes on?
rest of the cast was more open with what's really going on and also more messy instead of trying to be sneaky messy like they do and was similar to Tiffany, people wouldn't have like received her so negatively. But she did what you're supposed to do when you're on TV. I promise y'all,
Absolutely.
she probably don't act like that in real life, but at
No,
least
I
she
don't
did
think
her
she does
job.
either. Yeah, because I follow her on social media. She does. She seems like she really about her business, but like messiness, like she was top tier messy. Like to go up to Sheree knowing this shit fake and sitting up there saying, "So you think your coochie can keep Martell?" And Sheree just sit there, all of that.
Spring, summer, winter, fall. Spring, summer, fall. I watched that while I was getting my hair braided because my braider, shout out to Melita, she watches and subscribes to you. But she loves Love and Marriage Huntsville. She always got it on when it's on TV doing my hair. That episode was playing. I looked at Sheree. I said, Melita, she said Spring Summer with the phone. She start cracking up. Sheree is something else. Sheree should never come on TV again.
No, she shouldn't. She need to stay wherever she is. Wherever whatever she is doing. We don't miss you. We don't want you on no Real Housewives of
Well,
Atlanta. That's
damn.
great. I'm saying we don't. I don't need her on Real Housewives. I don't like Sheree. I just don't. I don't like people who perpetrate on purpose. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But don't literally build it from scraps and then try to make it seem like you got something now. Like to me,
The
we get you
read
got
in
your.
that statement. The read in that statement.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm
Not get it
serious.
from scraps.
Like seriously, it just is what it is. Like we ain't gonna act like Sheree they drive the same Porsche from season two and acting like she got all this money and now she got a G wagon. Now she thinks she's doing something. So it's like, yeah, I can't stand Sheree. I just can't. No,
In
I
the
don't ever
voice,
want to.
she would tell you, who go check me, boo? That's
I don't
she's.
need, I don't need to check you. Hell, you need to check yourself. Is what these say. You need to check yourself, boo.
Where's
Because,
Bob?
girl, let me get off this live because now you can open up a whole nother can of worms. Ain't nobody got time for this today. I am not trolling with you today. I'm not going there with you today. I was reading like crazy. I don't listen. You got the charade read. That's all you get tonight. I'm sorry because that was a little chef's kiss. That was that was a little dessert. But that was a little cherry on top of the dessert. I'm done. That was it, y'all. I'm getting off this live because Mrs. Best finna piss me off. So
Good
make
night.
sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We will be on Mrs. Best channel tomorrow for Basketball Wives, and I think Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I think
We'll know when we
we'll
get
yeah,
there.
we'll be on her channel tomorrow. We'll be back on both our channels on Wednesday for the Valley and also Next Gen NYC.
Hey
Third,
James,
hmm?
since I do Queen's Court and that will eventually come back, do you want to cover King's Court?
You want me to do it?
You can if you want to. I don't care.
I'll do it.
You date men.
Yeah, but these ain't the type of men I date.
Doesn't
So
matter. You could still
no.
comment.
First of all, ain't none of them dating other men. So yeah,
But you
like,
can cover it because
no, I'll
I'm
cover it. No, I'll
yeah.
cover it for you. I'll cover it for you. I got you.
I'll do Queen's Court whenever it comes back. But King's
Okay,
Court, yeah.
I can
I
keep
thought
score.
I'd ask you on live. More likely to get a yes.
Yeah,
Okay, good
yeah,
night.
because she knew I being on spot. Look at you. You think you slick, but no. Oh shit! What the hell was that? Girl, let me ever get about this room. I didn't know what that was. I don't know what the hell that was rubbing against my window. I ain't even gonna look. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later. Okay, y'all have a good one.
Good
Bye bye.
night.